This is where I stayed for the last 2 nights, and this is the kitchen, laundry and bathroom. It's my room, chair, table. That was a brilliant heater, especially because I stayed on the top bunk and the heat was drilling at it. And wardrobe. Nice simple room, all you need. And back on trail and heading through town. It's good timing, there's a massive biking event coming up this weekend, so lucky to get accommodation. This is the art gallery, it's got some neat art on it. So this is the town of Bibbulmun. Nice little size, couple of cafes, a pub, a restaurant, and that was where I had breakfast, and service station and a general store. What else do you need? Leaving the town of Bibbulmun and heading into the bush. Good morning, it's day 9. Yesterday was great, it was my rest day. I had a sleep in. I walked down to the Blue Ring Cafe and had a massive cooked breakfast, the works. Oh, it was good. Went to the IGA, which is a little general store. Did my resup. I was able to get most things I wanted. It's a little heavier than I was before, so probably about 4.5 kg food for 6 days, maybe more, but I'm not going to go hungry, that's for sure. And just checking the markers. Network of tracks in here, mountain bike tracks and hiking tracks. Then I lazed around and edited videos and just relaxed. In the evening, went to the pub, had another great dinner with the same crowd were there. Yeah, we had a fun evening, and then back to the room. So good chance to give the body a rest. My feet are good. They were quite sore by the end of the last day walking. Rest of the body is feeling pretty good. Knee's still twinging, that right knee that suddenly started playing up, so I'm just being careful with it. So next leg, 6 days or 7. I've got food for 6.5, so I do have the flexibility, and that will take me through to Bibbulmun, where I can do my next resup. Today is 32 kilometres, so 13 to the first shelter. A little bit hilly, so that'll be interesting. Alright, back on trail. Nice single track to start the day. Here's some new ones. Markers on the trail. Obviously it's not just a cycling event, but there is running as well. So that starts tomorrow. So getting out of town just in time. Oh, it's a lovely single track. These purple and orange ones are quite invasive. They tend to wrap themselves around everything else. There's a noisy flock of red-tailed cockatoo just came through. Too quick for me to get photo of. So still up in the trees there. This will be the last bit of civilization, I'm guessing. Big pond out front. Swimming and fire, I'm guessing. These look very similar to the other little purple, I'm not sure if they're orchids, but the difference is the leaves. They're jagged and spiky. At a junction, I can't see the next marker. This beautiful big tree. But it's road 2 ways and single track 1, so I am going to try the single track. Seems the more logical. So about 50 metres along the track, and hidden by these 2 trees is a track marker. So yeah, perhaps that a little bit earlier would have been more efficient. Listen to the racket. There's the red-tailed cockatoos. Oh, they're noisy. Pretty hard to see up in the trees, but just noisy. Beautiful, because they got that flash of red on their tail and under the wings as well. I've been going 1 hour and still on this gorgeous single trail. There are a lot of mosquitoes around. Every time I stop to stretch, I'm getting surrounded and bombarded. They haven't been biting too much. I think I've only got one bite so far. But yeah, heaps of them around. Noisy. The flash of red isn't under their wings like I said last time, it's their tails. As the tails spread out while they fly. My right knee's giving me a little bit of trouble. It's the one I felt a sharp pain. My last hiking day. It is a sharp pain every now and again going uphill, or if I take a step when I'm not thinking about it. I'm assuming it's some cartilage catching. That would be my guess. The cartilage is pretty bad state in my knees, and that's my good knee. Ow! Just did it again. Still got the run signs, so crossing a road. It's been an hour and a half and still on single track. It's beautiful. Enjoying it. Another marker swallowed by the tree. Got more black cockatoos. Being noisy, screeching away. Oh, what do we got? We've got another diversion. 2.6k, 3.5k diversion in place. Oh, an extra 9k. Alright. Where are we? Okay, so I'm here. So Bibbulmun goes there and around. And we're going around the outside. Alright. Oh, wow. That's a shame, that broke that beautiful single track. What are we up to now? 2 hours of gorgeous, gorgeous single track. Really been enjoying it. Oh well, such is life, it's only a short diversion. Still on the detour. Oh, it's hot in the sun without that shade. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's already hot. I should make the most of it because today's the last fine day. I'm going to be back to rain for a few days again. It's pine plantation to one side. Oh, thankfully we've changed direction, so we've got a bit of shade now. And look who it is, it's Catherine again, hey! Nice roadside chat with Catherine. When I put my water bottles back on the pack, I put them around the opposite way. I have one which has got my electrolytes and one which is water. So I'm leaning down and drinking, getting a surprise every time I get a mouthful of flavour. Little things make a big difference. I'll have to change them over when I get to the shelter. Hey, leaving the road, still on the diversion. At the low point, bit of water. Mosquito magnet, or mosquito breeding ground. Ooh. Alrighty, where are we going? This way somewhere. Oh, puffing, there's a big hill. I think Catherine said this is Heartbreak Hill. Woo! That is a steep hill. Woo! Nearly at the top. I wasn't nearly at the top, though the gradient did ease off a bit. So, arrows going up that way. That's for the mountain bike race. And I think I see Bibbulmun arrow up there. Yep. Oh. I think that was the top. Oh, there was a big hill. Very big hill. Oop, I was hopeful for single track, but no! It's road and uphill. Can't be a long uphill though. Just saw a couple of rosella. Always pretty seeing them. Woo! At the end of the diversion. Alright. Catherine was telling me that there was a bunch of young guys that were at the shelter with her last night, and they changed the direction of the arrows. And thankfully she put arrows back in place. She said there was a couple where they had changed because there was a second group coming after them, so obviously they were trying to trick that second group, not thinking about the poor weary hikers coming along. Oh hey, onto single track, yay! Climbing again. Whew. That's a particularly bushy grass tree. Big old thick one. It's quite neat coming back through an area of these grass trees. Still climbing. I think I see the top though. Don't notice the weight of the pack while I'm on the flats, but as soon as you start going uphill and you notice the pack. I think my pack is probably 11.5, 12 kg at the moment with food and water. Oh, heading downhill now, just good. There's huge curry. Or it's a dead something else, which is why it's the colour of the curry. Do a panorama and listen to the birds. And back where I came from. Been waiting to try and get one of these flowers open, but they don't seem to be opening. This is quite a long downhill, but not too steep, so quite a nice angle. I thought this was going to be another diversion, but no, it's just telling me don't get squished crossing the road. I will try very hard not to. Ah, I see a bridge ahead. Must be getting down to the low point. Got a new snack today. Nice flavour, but very sweet and very dry. I have to drink a lot with them, but seems alright. Heading uphill again. It's hard trying to eat a snack while you're puffing from going uphill. And going down again. Today I'm back to my normal not having my GPS switched on my watch. I must say it's much more relaxing. I found when I walked and knowing every kilometre that was going past, it was sort of distracting, and I was focused on when's the next beep coming, when's the next kilometre and how far have I got to go. Whereas when you're on a good trail like this, which is well marked, I like just walking and not knowing my speed, not knowing my distance, and just stopping when my body feels like it. The one thing I don't like about this trail is, while the shelters are wonderful, they restrict you. So you are focused on the next shelter and the distance to the next shelter. Whereas what I've enjoyed with other trails is I just hike until, it's going down, I hike until I feel tired, and then I find a place to stop and camp. So it's less about schedules and trying to get places and more about just enjoying the hiking. So every trail is different. Every trail has its good points, bad points. But yeah, that's just my personal observations. Right, going down a bit steep here at the moment. So, based on that, how far to the next shelter? I have no idea. And off the single track and on the road, heading down. Right, at the shelter. 3 hours, 20 minutes. So by the time I get there, 3 hours 25. Just been taking my time today. Not going to stop here because it's only 10:30, so it's too early for lunch. So just sign in the hut book and replace my water. I'm going to take a bit extra water. It's a warm day, so I'm going through a bit, so I'll make sure I've got 1.5 litres coming out of this hut, because the next leg, I think it's 19k, maybe 20k, so I'll need a bit more water. There we go, Swamp Oak Shelter. It's a much bigger hut. Take a lot more people. Back out to the main trail. Oh, feeling that extra water. Bit heavier. No, Murray is my next destination. 19.3k away. Very gradual climb up this valley. Finally got one open. Oh, it is really hot. Hate to think what it's going to be like at 2 or 3 o'clock. Coming down from the hill is a bit steeper than going up was. I'm glad we're going this way. And back onto single track. Nice. Still dropping. Not a lot of flowers today. Been on the road for a while now. Pops of colour from the flowers. Very Christmassy looking flower. A rocky over there. Here's a different one. Don't remember seeing this before. This is a tiny flower. There's my finger. This is a long, long straight road. Searching the rocks, seeing if I can see a lizard. Just hoping it was warm enough today to have one come out, but nope, no lizard. Perfect place for a lizard to appear. Oh well. New snack, sesame and caramel. That's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be really sweet with the caramel, but it's actually not too sweet. Yeah, it's nice. Definitely, I'm glad I like it because I got several more. I had my hopes up. We're turning off the road, but still on the road. Looks like we're heading uphill again. Cute flower. I'm really taking a photo of the flower. I'm not using this as an excuse, as a rest from the hill. Really? Oh, that was a big hill. It was 80 vertical metres over 500 metres. So it was pretty steep, but the snack I had was great timing because about a third of the way up, the sugar from the caramel hit me and managed to power my way up, but absolutely drenched in sweat now. Another 50 metre climb and then there's a big climb which will be the last of the day, so 2 more decent climbs today. Ooh. And downhill now. I think I've got the knee issue worked out. Knee is perfectly fine on flats and downhills, it's just the uphills. And it's whenever I put any weight on the knee while it's slightly bent. And that's what uphills tend to do. Doesn't worry me on the flats because I'm much better about my weight goes onto my foot when it's sort of in line with the rest of my body, not forward of my body. So going up hills, I'm just concentrating on trying to keep the knee straight when I put my weight on it, and reducing the stride on that leg. Problem is it's a slight unbalance from what I'm doing with the other leg. So we'll see what the consequences are. But while it's painful when it tweaks, it's absolutely nothing. The pain stops immediately afterwards. So it's not too much of a bother. Like on that big hill, I think I tweaked it twice. And that was it. I'm getting better. And based on what's happening, I'm pretty sure it's either cartilage or the meniscus has been pinched because my knee's not quite perfectly aligned. It will get better as the hike goes on, as I start building my muscles back up around the knees. At the moment, there's not much there. There's a lot of fat, but no muscle at the moment. These ones are huge. There's my finger. Oh, big hill. Nearly at the top. Really dry up here. Not as much undergrowth and a bit more sparse, but yeah, dry. Nearly at the top, and single track, yay! I assumed that symbol meant that you had cell phone reception, so I tried, and yeah, perfect reception here. Even got 4G. Alright. Perfect lunch spot. Right size log that it can take the weight off my feet. And in the shade, yay. First of these today. I had a lovely lunch. New lunch, I'm not having my wraps anymore. It is corn nuts, barbecue corn nuts, spicy, they call them overlander nuts, like a bar mix. You got a seat to look at the view. Hills all around, and I know I'm about to climb one of them. Okay, so yeah, corn nuts, other nuts, biltong, dehydrated apples and cranberries, and a couple of slices of cheese. So I didn't actually finish all of the nuts or all of the fruit, but when I get to the hut that'll be my snack. So I have to finish it during the day so I can keep snacking during the day. Alright, this bit has been quite steep. Real steep drop coming down. So I need both poles. Wow, that was the steepest and longest descent that we've done. It was 150 vertical meters, but over only 700 meters. So now, basically going up to the same height, but it'll be over 1.5 km, so not quite as steep. While my knee has been fine on downhills, on that really steep downhills it wasn't. So I took it very slowly going down. My it's a bridge. My triceps and shoulders are pretty sore from holding my weight on the hiking poles. Yeah, pretty. Alright, tiny bit of slightly undulating and then up. These are pretty. So I've been climbing, have a tiny weeny dip and then more climbing. It is so hot. I just checked my little thermometer and 29 degrees. Oh, no wonder I'm hot. Oh, it's in the direct sun, so thankfully a lot of the time I'm in the shade, but when I'm in the sun and climbing, whew, So I am absolutely drenched in sweat. I'm glad I got extra water at that last shelter. Ooh, it's a good workout today. I think that's one big ant. Is that a fire ant? Looks like I'm used to fire ants being smaller, so I'm not sure. Nearly at the top. Okay, the hill is done. And the good thing is we don't drop down again for a while. Now it's just undulating along this ridge line. A few little gentle hills, but nothing significant. And then big drop down, and then little undulation to the shelter. And it's 10k to go. Off the single track and on a road. Looks like a nice road. Been on this road for a while now, tripping along the ridgeline. I went through a spider web. It's so strong, I'm still trying to get it off me. It just won't unstick, but it's strong enough that I can feel it. It's actually raining very lightly. Mainly blue sky, but there's a patch of grey just above. Something I haven't noticed before, but these bushes smell beautiful. Notice when I walk past, very strong flower smell. It looks like the grass tree's flowering, but it's not. Goodbye to this road which I've been on for an hour and onto single track, dropping down to a bridge and then the last climb of the day. And a bridge. Very lush in this valley. A lot of water. Very lush and interesting smells. I don't know, it seems like today my sense of smell has kicked in. Yeah, really interesting mixture. The flowers, yellow and maroon flowers, but there's something else as well. Right, up a hill. Right, that was nice up the hill. Onto a road. One more. This isn't quite the top, there's one more little hill up. And then a big drop down. Actually, not on the road for long. There we go. Back on single. That last bit was a bit steeper, but only short. Oh, right. That is it for the hills. So 4.5k to go roughly. Oh, the smell is gorgeous. And onto a road. We're on the big road for the big descent. Makes it easy, but looks like it's going to be steep. Alright, looks like one more short, sharp uphill there before the big downhill. At the top, lovely single track. All the yellow flowers. It's a bit rougher, lots of logs over the trail. But, a lot of them haven't got a path around them, so I'm actually going to go over the logs. Right, now we start going down. That was a beautiful section going down. Nice gradient, flowers both sides. It's gorgeous. Right, on a road now. That is the Murray River. That means I'm down the bottom, so about 2k to go to the shelter. I've been trying to figure out whether this is just some weird form of track maintenance or if it's pigs, and I think it must be pigs. There's no hoof prints to see. I made a mess of this track. Absolute mess. That's Roger's footprint. He's a day ahead of me because he didn't take a rest day like I did. Wow, they have made a mess of this track. Hasn't been a lot of rain, but it's been enough to get this vegetation wet. Oh. path by the river is definitely not flat. It's steep ups and steep downs. The river's miles down there. I can't even hear it anymore. I say, I'm actually feeling pretty stuffed. It's a 32k day, but it seems a lot harder than the last one I did. I think combination of the hills were a lot steeper, similar amount of hills, but just steep. My knee slowing me down, and the heat, though it's nice now, it's cloud covering the sun, but yeah, been quite a tough day, and it's always hard the day after a rest day, getting back into it. Should be pretty close to the shelter now. So this is Murray Shelter, and I guess if you want to see the river, you've got to go all the way down the steps.